It's that time again. Time for 24 Minutes with Brady and Stacy.
Let's switch channels. This show is dull.
You bet.
24 minutes is all we have to talk about today's topics and news and views and listener suggestions.
All that good stuff that Brady and Stacey have brought for years, right here for you. We'll start a timer at the beginning of the show, 24 minutes. At the end of the timer, the show's done.
It doesn't matter if we're solving world hunger or brokering for world peace. Once that buzzer goes off, we're done.
Let's put this show out of its misery.
Now on with the show.
Well, hello there. Welcome to 24 Minutes with Brady and Stacey. I'm Bob Brady. Forgot who I was for a second. And you are
Stacy Sturm.
Okay, boy, oh boy. Let's get the clock started so we can get things rolling. By the way, real quick overview. We start the timer with Ziggy, the smart speaker. 24 minutes, whatever we're talking about, show's over. So
that's it.
Works. Okay.
Yep.
He heard me talking. Darn it. Whoops. Ziggy, start a timer for 24 minutes.
24 minutes, starting now.
So I have that smart speaker. He's like speaking like in a New Zealand English accent.
Yes.
Makes me feel like King Charles with the royalty when he speaks with you. Like, hello.
Speaking of that, was that not the longest internship ever? Like 74 years of interning with King Charles right there?
He has never had a job, that guy. I mean,
never had a job. He's lived off his mom for 74 years.
Lived in his mom's basement for 74 years. And that's a bad thing? Well,
right.
Look what he got over the weekend. I mean, my God, I'd love to get a scepter and you get whale sperm on you, whatever it is for the anointing oil and whatever it is. And
is it really whale sperm?
It's made out of that, but it's not. It's like you look it up.
Okay.
Not you, but people look it up. It's like whale sperm, but it's not been. You can't get pregnant from it. Like he's not gonna have a whale. Well, no. You know what I mean? I know how all that works.
Don't put it on a toilet seat.
What? Oh my God, that's a new MTV show. My daughter had a whale of a time. So speaking of jobs, as we know, as of this recording, I'm still unemployed, going up on about 2 months of unemployment. I've had some interviews. Like last week, the last 2 weeks, I've had 6 interviews with the same company, 2 different positions, 3 for one position. They farmed that out somewhere else. They weren't going to hire for that position anyway. Second interview last week, 3 interviews, 3 people for a different position. Got the thanks but no thanks email over the weekend. So I sent a note, hey, that's blah blah blue, whatever. They're not going to send anything back to me. Whatever. That's the way it works.
They're already done with you.
Correct. Bob who?
Yeah.
So the reason I bring this up is because I got an email this morning from a company that I applied for a position, and it says in the email, we're sorry to inform you, but we are no longer hiring for that position. What happened? Like, why did you post it on, whether it be LinkedIn or whatever it was, and then now you're not hiring? Like, you don't know. So I told
they posted it because they had to.
Well,
they were required to.
I don't want to work there anyway. They don't even know what's going on. Oh, we don't need that position filled anymore. But you're right.
They already were going to hire somebody. They had somebody in mind, but they had to post it for the bare minimum, which is probably something like 5 days.
Yeah, you're right.
And then that's it. Yeah.
But then don't send me anything. I don't need to have a thanks but no thanks email from you. Just I'm lost in the wind.
Maybe they do that because there are people that actually follow up with it.
Not me.
And so they're like, we're going to prevent anybody reaching out to us. We really don't want that to happen. We don't care for that at all. So, yeah.
Well, so King Charles, 74-year intern, and I can't get a job. So I don't know what's going on.
Maybe he's got something open,
Should I call him?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Hello, King.
Email him. Let him.
Yeah, email the King.
I didn't realize until like the past 2 or 3 years or so, probably the past 2 years, how many people hate England.
Well, it's just that monarchy thing. Like it's just something that it's not. It's
even
like
the English hate England.
Yeah,
it's definitely like
a dream.
Whew. Yeah, it's there. England is not a very popular place around the world. Australia was like, Shannon, fuck your queen.
The premier
Ireland
were saying,
Ireland hates them too. Everywhere we went in Ireland, they're like, oh, you're Yanks. We're like, yes. They're like, The American kind? Yeah. Okay. You're okay. You're okay.
Thanks. Here's a beer. Here's a pint.
Yeah.
So 24 minutes for Radiant States. I want to ask you a question today.
Okay.
If you had dinner with anybody in the world, you have 3 guests to choose. Who would they be? And why?
Are they like living or dead?
Doesn't matter. I don't care who it is. It could be
Okay.
Jesus. It could be Gandhi. A friend of yours lives down the street. I don't even care. Just 3 people and why?
God, I hate that question because I always
I know.
regret my answers.
Why?
I don't know, because after I answer it, I always think of better people.
Well, you can have another dinner party. It's not your supper. You can have more than one.
I can have multiple dinner parties.
Well,
This isn't the last one of my life. Maybe I need to invite Jesus to ask him, is this the last dinner party of my life? I don't know.
I don't know, Stace. I can't tell you. No, but yeah, this is just one dinner party. 3 people.
Okay.
Who you inviting?
I think I probably would like Jesus. I don't think he can like tell me anything, but I feel like, I mean, he's not going to tell me. I don't think he can like give away top secrets. I don't know if he's signed an
Does he bring
NDA
the wine?
or whatever.
Does he bring the wine, or what does he bring?
No, I bring the water. He turns it into
Oh,
wine.
That's what I was going to
That's
say.
the way that works.
I got a magic trick for you.
So I would say that would be interesting.
Okay, Jesus.
Jesus. Okay. Dolly Parton.
All
I
right.
really
you don't
like
have-
Dolly Parton.
You don't have to justify it to me. It's Dolly Parton. Why Dolly Parton?
I really don't need to. I feel like she's a person. I don't even need to justify it.
Okay.
Like, she's Dolly Parton.
What are you going to talk to her about? What's the conversation going to be? Jolene? What are you
I
gonna talk about?
probably won't say anything. I will just stare at her the whole time and just be like, do you know how much I love you? Like, I just love you so much. Between the wigs and the makeup and she was like there before other women were there. Does that make sense? She came out of Nowheresville in a very male dominated field, absolutely impoverished, no advantages in life. She fashioned herself supposedly after like the town prostitute, like how fancy and fun she was, and just decided to be like 0 F's given her entire career. She did not care what anybody thought. She didn't care if they called her fat. She didn't care if they called her a Barbie. She didn't care if they thought she was dumb. She actually just played off of all that. And she is like the most amazing person now. She provides books to like little kids that don't get books to read. She has embraced drag queens and LGBTQ community way before everybody else.
Yeah.
I just fucking love Dolly Parton. That's all I got to say about that.
Who's
So
your
that's
third?
2. My third would probably be another woman that I think is just the coolest. And we actually interviewed her. And I think you probably know where I'm going with this. We actually interviewed her. We were lucky enough to interview her before she was popular again. Betty White.
Oh yeah, Betty White.
We interviewed Betty White. We got her when she was like in between Golden Girls fame and like new fame.
Yep.
And so she was just, I don't even remember. I think Hot in Cleveland maybe was just coming out.
Did we play match game with her?
We did. And I matched
Okay.
with her.
Okay, good. Okay.
You said peanut butter and you can say anything but jelly. And I said banana. And she also said banana.
I was amazed.
Right there.
Shocked.
Right
Yeah.
there. Me and
Yeah.
Betty White. Same reason that I love Dolly Parton. I love Betty White. Betty White has been through it all. And she has just been the most wonderful, gracious, loving, amazing person. I just want to figure out how to live my life like they have. I just want to figure out how to get that thing that makes them so special that they just don't give it about anything.
Yeah, you're
I
right.
just love that. And that is exactly why they stayed relevant and famous for most of their careers is the fact that they did not give it about anything.
Yeah, they don't care.
They
They don't
just
care
stayed
what
true
you
to
think.
themselves. Yep. They
Yep.
just stayed true to themselves and tried to be the best person that they could possibly be. Dolly, with her love of helping people who don't have money, helping children, and Betty White with her love of animals. Like, they're just the most amazing people that that I think that would be the best dinner party ever. And in fact, now this conversation has made me so sad that I cannot host that dinner party.
You can only get one of the people because you're not going to get Jesus and Betty White's not showing up. So you got Dolly Parton.
I'll take that. Like,
Yeah,
I
I'm
would
with
take
you.
that.
You can
Yeah.
sing Islands in the Stream with her.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I think a backup
Oh,
would be Willie Nelson.
so if one of those three couldn't show up, Willie
Yeah.
Nelson.
And the sad thing is, Willie Nelson is actually going to be in North Dakota very soon. And I have not been able to get a hold of Jade Presents yet to try to line up a meet. Here's the thing. I have not asked for a meet and greet from people coming to town in probably 4 or 5 years.
Wow.
If they offer it, I'll usually say, sure, sure, whatever. I'll go do the meet and greet. But I have not sought out a meet and greet with anybody for, it's probably been 6 or 7 years. I've not used my media credentials.
Willie looked pretty good on his
Yeah.
90th birthday. Like he did seem all right. He didn't seem like he was a 90-year-old man, which is
He's just a party, man. Just
Yeah.
love Willie Nelson. He just is a party and a half. I love it. And I think he would just be such a blast to talk to. Once again, I think I would just sit and just like watch him. Just let him talk. Willie, just talk. Whatever you're saying, I am taking it in, baby. Or Pink. God, that's a tough. That was maybe Willie
Now
Nelson
you
and
have
Pink at a
5.
separate
You
dinner
can't-
party.
No, yeah, you got to have them separate. There'll be another one. Maybe we'll do this in a couple months. We'll ask them,
Okay.
hey, here's your second dinner party.
Here's your
Who
new
you
dinner
having?
party.
Yeah, here's your.
Yeah.
Um,
Okay. All right. I'll take that. How about you?
Mine's always been the same for the longest time. I just because I always pick Gene Simmons, just because he's just out there. Like he's
Mhm.
just a crazy person, like in a good way. He's because I don't know. He just his marketing ability, the way they have Kiss coffins, and I mean just the people that follow that band. And he came from nothing in as a Jewish person, and he taught himself English. His mom was like in concentration camps, and just all of that whole I could talk to Gene Simmons the whole time, like because I'm very inquisitive that way. I'm like, oh, what are you doing this, and why'd you do this, and oh, what happened to Ace Frehley? That whole Kiss
Yeah.
thing. Like, I'm not a huge Kiss fan, but I just like Gene Simmons.
This is going to
So-
break your heart. This would have been 2011. I think it would have been about 2011 or 2012. I had a chance to meet Gene Simmons, and I said no.
Oh, what?
I didn't want to go up to Minot.
I know. It's one of the things like he seems very
So I gave it away. I asked everybody at the radio station,
oh, I don't
do you want to go up instead? And they're like, no, I can't. No, I have to work. I'm sorry. I can't do it. I can't do this. No, I can't go. I want to go, but I don't have a turn. So I just gave it to my random friend Jen for her birthday. She was the
Was he
URL
there
radio
with Kiss?
representative. Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah, he seems kind of arrogant. So, I mean, I don't know if it'd be a good time at the party, but just
Of
to have
course
him
it
there,
would
I
be.
think.
It would
You
be
know?
interesting. Yeah.
My second one has always been the same too. Is Mark Cuban, probably for the same reason as Gene Simmons.
Oh.
Mark Cuban owns the Dallas Mavericks. Just to talk to him about, again, marketing and advertising and sales and
Mhm.
what he's been through. And he's kind of a brash person, and he owns an NBA franchise. What he does, like how he did that, like where his money came from, I guess, television or whatever cable networks before.
Yeah.
How do you do that? And it's probably too late in the game for me now to try to ask him and pick his brain because I'm so old. Like, let me start over at 51. No.
Well, and I think it's much harder to do it now, even than it was back when he started making money. Because I say this because we watched The Donut King on Netflix. Have you seen that at all?
no.
So it's a story about a guy named Ted who came over to the US from Cambodia when Cambodia fell and they got taken over and they had all the refugees come over. He was one of the ones that was lucky enough to be able to come back or come to America, get sponsored by a church. Him and his family came up here with like no money. And he ended up working at a gas station, tasted his first donut, loved it, asked the lady at the donut shop, if I had $5,000, could I open a donut shop? And she said, no, maybe, but you should just go work at Winchell's. Do you remember Winchell's in the 80s, like the donut shops?
Oh, totally. Yeah, Winchell's. Yeah.
I remember that too. So he started working there. She says, if you work there, sometimes they'll let you manage their shops and you can figure out how it all goes. So he did, and he did. They gave him a franchise to run. Before you know it, within 2 years of him coming to America, he had 75 of his own donut shops.
Wow.
75. It might have been within 3 years of him coming to America with like $10. He worked at Winchell's, got his whatever it is, his training. They gave him a franchise to run. He saved up enough money and opened up a donut shop, opened up another donut shop, opened up another donut shop, opened up another 75 donut shops, and $20 million later, like that's 3 or 4 years later. You're not doing that in America now. That's not going to happen. You are not opening up a small business for anything less than probably $30,000 or $40,000 in your bank account to get a loan. There's no way. There's just no way that could happen today.
What year was that?
Should have been like 19. Carter was president.
Oh,
Carter. And then it was like right at the end of that. And then he was really good friends with Reagan. Because
the
he became
donut guy?
Yeah.
Oh,
because California and him being such a businessman, like they flew him out to the White House to present him with like the American Dream Award or whatever it was. Yeah.
Oh, wow.
And yeah, there's no way. I know people that will have tried to save money for 20 years and don't even have $3,000 in the bank. They're not opening up 75 donut franchises. That's just not going to happen.
Well, I guess the Mark Cuban just to hang out and talk basketball then.
Okay, so who's your third?
Because you're not going to give me any tips and tricks on how to do it.
No, because you can't do it now. Yeah.
But these have been like my two forever. Like I just since I was like probably within the last 20 years. Like I want to have dinner with those folks, and then my third always rotates. Like it never is always the same. Like at one point I've been Kirby Puckett because he's my favorite baseball player. We met him at one point.
We did meet him, yeah.
Another time was like Ken Griffey Jr. Like, hey, how's it feel to be, one of the greatest, one of those. I bet him too. But now at this time, my new third is Elvis. With Elvis, because for two reasons. He'll bring all the drugs, and
some Nana sandwiches,
and some peanut butter and Nana sandwiches.
Dude, love to eat. Yeah.
But yeah, just for serious, like Elvis, just because like talk about his life, like oh my goodness, talk about coming from nothing in Tupelo, Mississippi, and then going to the army and still being popular and having all these girls all over you, and you're just this and this, and then you died in 1977. Like what the hell happened? Like where did it turn?
Yeah,
one of those.
Did you see the new Baz Luhrmann Elvis?
No, I didn't see that.
Oh, Bob, you should.
All right.
You should. It's really good. I drug my feet on it too. And then my kids both were like, no, Mom, it's really good. We don't even really know who Elvis is or care about it, but it was really good. And I agree. It was really good. It's long, but it's good. They really go over a lot of like his roots, how he really was I don't think we really knew how ingrained he was in Black culture, Black music. Like all through his career, that was his safe space. That's where he wanted to go back to when he was feeling bad, as he would go back to Beale Street or whatever it is and just really soak that up.
He loved gospel music too. Like
he did, yeah.
That's part of the Black roots was like the gospel in him, If that's Tom Hanks, right?
What's that? Yeah, Tom Hanks plays Colonel. I was gonna say Colonel Mustard. Like it's cool. There's where chemo brain kicks in right there. It is not Colonel Mustard. It's Colonel
Mustard
Parker
with the wrench in the laboratory.
Oh God. Yeah.
Hey, so real quick too, 25 minutes with Brady and Stacy. We would love to have a sponsor. I know it's
Yeah.
just, if you want to sponsor the show, it's pretty popular. I know you gave me the stat last week. Like it's a good show. Like it's on Spotify and URL Radio and the app and Facebook and wherever else you want to find it. Tinder, Bumble, Kindle, Netflix, wherever it is. Just find it.
Yeah.
It's on your Kindle.
Aw.
Could you imagine how we're on the Kindle?
Right.
So sponsor the show. Like it doesn't, it didn't take $1 million. You don't have to be a Mark Cuban. Just throw a couple bucks down and say, hey, we're 25 minutes with Brady and Stacey.
Yeah,
It'd be
we'd love
good.
that.
It would be a watch company like Swatch. Swatch should sponsor the show.
That would be really good.
Although, do they still make swatches? Am I dating
I don't
myself?
have any clue.
I
That
don't
which just enforces the fact they should advertise because neither of us know who watchmakers are anymore. I guess Rolex still makes watches. I know that. I don't know
I don't
about
know.
anybody else. I got nothing
Yes.
else.
Seiko?
Sake, I don't know.
Who else made watches? Didn't Geppetto from Pinocchio, did he make watches? Was he a watchmaker?
I think those were
Uh,
shoes. Were those?
oh,
Did he make
shoes.
shoes? I think it was shoes.
Was he a cobbler? Because he had a wooden.
I think he was a
Wooden boy?
cobbler. I don't know. You're
Oh,
asking
my
the wrong person.
I like a good apple cobbler. Those are really good. For a cherry cobbler?
Yeah, I like a good cherry cobbler.
Yeah, not a fan of peach cobbler, just because it's that.
Oh, I do, but they tend to have a gummier crust. The old peach cobbler does.
Yeah.
I'm a fan
Cherry
of the
fruit.
granola crunchy crust.
Yeah.
Got to have that contrast with your soft fruit.
I'm with you. Geppetto, not that type of cobbler.
No, I mean he maybe
Um,
made cobblers. I don't know.
So you think he cobbled shoes?
I think
and
he
made
cobbled cobblers.
cobblers too.
I think he was a cobbler.
He was a cobbler.
Yeah, I
Hey, what do you do for a living? I cobble.
I cobble
what else?
cobblers.
What else do you do? I make a great cherry cobbler. Would you like the recipe? Or would he be like Italian? So be like, I'm Italian. Let's see, spaghetti. No, that's kind of French. Yeah, whatever. I don't want to offend the Italians.
No, let's not.
The Italian listeners that we have.
But I think that would have been a good follow up to Pinocchio. Pinocchio 2 should have been how he opened up a bakery and cobbled cobblers.
I make a nice a cherry cobbler.
Oh, you say you don't like a peach cobbler? You never had my peach cobbler.
It's a good marinara. It's good stuff. That's
Mario.
A spicy cobbler. Oh, Mario. Yeah, why did they do a second one? He could have opened a bakery. Could have
He
been.
could have.
Who the
Yeah,
hell
I don't
knows?
know.
I
don't know.
suppose, the whole story is about Pinocchio and his life. Oh boy. Poor
I want to be a
Geppetto
real
living off-
boy. Yeah, well, I want
Yeah.
a cobbler.
Yeah.
I just want to be a fat little girl. I'm a little fat girl. Have you?
Fat girl.
I'm a little.
I'm a fat girl.
So instead of Pinocchio 2, there's a new puppet, and she's just
She's just a little fat girl.
she likes her some cobblers.
Yeah, she's like Betsy Wetsy, but has cherry stuff all over her mouth. Like I love it. Boy, I don't know who he offended, but whatever. Who cares?
Probably everybody. Bakers, wooden people, everybody.
Italians, wooden
Italians,
people,
people with peg legs.
people. Shiver me timbers. You're making fun of me
God.
peg leg.
Oh, yeah.
But that's what we do. We had
That's what we do, sir.
I had
That is
a
so funny.
roadmap today, and then we just went off the rails again. Ugh.
Oh, that was this cobbler talk was not on your roadmap today.
How did we even get to cobbler? What are we talking about?
I don't know. We were talking about.
I don't remember.
I think people right now are thinking 24 minutes is too long with Brady and
Yeah, can we
Stacy.
cut this back to 14 minutes?
Yeah. Can we change the name of the show to 12 minutes with Brady and Stacy?
3 minutes with Brady and Stacy. That's all we got. Okay.
Oh God.
So yeah, if you want to sponsor this fun and shenanigans, we're here. Just gotta let Stacey.
I think we
know.
got here somehow talking about watches.
Oh, that's right. And I thought that Geppetto made
Made
watches.
watches.
There
Yeah.
we go. See, we just got. I got it. We figured it out. We went back,
Yeah.
but Geppetto did not make watches. He made
No,
cherry
he made cobblers. Fine Jerry cobblers.
and just like, I was just gonna had a. Oh. I had a
Sorry,
Janie
man.
Lane cherry pie joke.
Oh, save it for next week.
All right, that's the show. God,
That's the show, sir.
that's 24 minutes with Brady and Stacey. Goodbye.
Bye.
Thanks for listening to 24 Minutes with Brady and Stacey.
That was the worst thing I ever heard.
It was terrible.
It was horrendous.
Well, it wasn't that bad.
Oh, yeah?
Oh, there were parts of it I liked.
Yeah, I liked a lot of it.
Yeah, it was good.
It was great.
It's wonderful.
Oh, bravo.